Shameless. United in the Europa League. Europa League. We tell them one time and we say Europa League. Europa.
I mean, the thumbnail says it all. I never expected it. Athletic Bilbao 0, Manchester United 3. I don't like saying this bit out loud, but 1 foot in the final. Like, oh my God. This morning, look, like I said on the match foot at the end, I'll hold my hands up. Not that I wasn't feeling positive. I was like, we need to be realistic. And KG was right. My goodness, KG was right. The Oracle, my goodness me, 3-0, 3-zip, 3 unanswered. Absolutely incredible, unbelievable. A performance, a result, everything that I never expected it. I never expected. How could you? How could you? Unbelievable, absolutely incredible. This is get your thoughts in the chat as always. This is the full time viewer. Members can call in and have their say. If you are a member, you can call in. Go to the YouTube page. You can find posts and you can see the link. I'm still stunned. Red Devils 99 says steal KG's passport until the final. That and he's got to tell me the lottery numbers this week. Jeez Louise. I never expected it. Kenny Fan TV, KG was right. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Let's get to the calls. Let's start. Let's start with Amanor. Amanor, where did that come from? I mean, I think you were on a similar thing to me. Not maybe negative, just kind of like, let's be realistic here. What about that?
I was on KG's show after. You had the full time, the Trinity. I went to the KG show afterwards, and I got kicked out of KG show. I started for 3 minutes, and he kicked me out of 2 minutes because I was so negative. I said to him, I want to go there. I hope we don't have the same performance that we did against Sevilla, in the Champions League, Europa League final 3 seasons ago, we lost 3-0 within the first 30 minutes. Yeah. I said to KG, and he literally kicked me out. So I think we should be confident that we're going to be in the final because, and we'll talk about the match in a second, but to win 3-0 at home and when your second leg's at home, I think we can confidently say we're 1 foot in the final. That's not being bullish. I just think that's logical. Yeah. Even if we lose, I just can't see them scoring 4 goals without us not scoring 1 at least. It's just not going to happen. I don't think so. I think 1 foot in the final is a fair comment to make. Knowing.
Yeah, I mean, the man of the match. We had the discussion. You could say Casemiro. You could say Bruno. You could say others. Let's start with Casemiro. Casemiro. Has he resurrected himself at Manchester United?
Yes, he has. But I just think he's the sort of player that you want when the games are slow paced and there's a lot of pressure on him because he's experienced that and he's one of those leaders. And I just think not just Casemiro. Casemiro is my manager match, but there are a lot of senior players I want to give praise, like Maguire, Bruno. Those two in particular, the senior players stood up, and I just want to talk about that because I don't know if you remember me in the past. I always used to say that where are the senior players? They don't stand up. They don't take charge. But I felt like Bruno, Casemiro, Maguire in particular, even Onana. I want Onana leaving the club, but even players like him, they realized the significance of this game, and they just played the emotions of the game really well. So respect all 4 of them in particular.
No, absolutely. I mean, when it comes to Bruno as well, does there need to be a bit more respect on him? Because he had a bad 20 minutes, but every time, big moments. I mean, people like Odegaard this week are getting criticised for not showing up when it matters. Tonight, a couple of goals. I mean, that penalty was a pressure penalty if there ever was one, and cool, calm, and collected. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's funny she mentioned about Odegaard. I was watching the League Judges stream of AFTV, how he's going ballistic. And not a lot of people are picking up on the fact that Odegaard went almost missing in that game. My dear, we should be grateful for Bruno. I'm a critical Bruno, but if Bruno was in a better team, I think he'd be more influential. than he is now. But we should be grateful that we've got a player like Bruno at this moment of time. And Martin Odegaard, you need to follow how Bruno plays. Even Kevin, I would argue Bruno is more influential to our team than De Bruyne is for Man City and Odegaard is to Arsenal. That's my view on Bruno.
And I don't think even that's an outrageous point. Big up, Amanor. Appreciate you calling in as always. How many people we got watching? We got nearly 500 people watching. We're at 63 likes. Let's get to a quick 100. Quick 100 likes, and be sure to subscribe as well. Where are we going to go next? Let's go to JJ. JJ, we've been talking after some pretty negative results recently, but tonight it's different. What did you make of it all?
I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. That's literally it. I don't know how to feel. It's crazy. We're not used to this. Not this season, anyway.
It's, when you're still expecting some type of scumbaggery, quote unquote, to still happen, is like we're actually playing well. I guess that's why they always say even a broken clock can be right twice, in a day. And we picked today to be, another day that we played well. Yeah, like I said in the super charts at the beginning, maybe it was nerves. Our player were nervous in the first 20 minutes, right? The simple passes that's supposed to happen, moving the ball around properly, especially some unnecessary passes that were going to Dogu, right? Under pressure, the stage being bigger than him. But a lot can change in a game with a goal. A lot can really change. And we've got to say, man, I don't know how big Harry Maguire, man, that man, respect to him. It takes some and I guess you have to be delusional, because let's look at what is went through as a United player, right? The amount of self-confidence that you have to have in yourself, especially in this day and age of recycle the ball. It's like, no, I ain't recycled, not this one. I'm a defender. I'm gonna take on this player. I'm gonna put a perfect cross into the box, and that gave us a goal. That really changed the whole thing. And I really hope we should. I mean, we're gonna get to the finals. I mean, that would be a big letdown. And I just really hope that when we get to the final, we deal with whatever team that is in front of us. Especially Spurs. They've beaten us 3 times this season, right? And I hope that we are able to step up, because I don't watch Atletico. I've never watched their game, not all season. So maybe they are just this poor. Maybe, right? Maybe they are just this poor. But we know we're going to play a Spurs side that on their good day, they've beaten us 3 times, right? So I'm hoping, I can't wait, for us to make something out of this season. That will really, really be nice.
Yeah, Casemiro, look, he got man of the match. Well, we voted him man of the match. I mean, what a turnaround. I mean, this guy, like at the end of last season, Jamie Carragher saying, go MLS, go Saudi. Even this season, when Ruben comes in, we go, right, it's going to be the end of him. And European game, it's unbelievable.
I've got to raise my hands up, because I remember there was a game that we were having. I was so mad. I told KG that I'm coming to London right now. I need to pack his bag for him. I will be the guy to drive him to the airport. But I mean, and I guess that's the job of a good coach, right? And that's something that I believe Van Nistelrooy showed us. If you partner him with somebody that have legs, it's better. If you partner him with somebody like Bruno on his side, it's better, right? So I guess, shout out to Nistelrooy for saying that, and shout out to Amorim for continuing to see that, you can't just leave him alone in there, right? You can't play him as a lone 6. Not ETH did that to him and made him really, really look bad. Made him look bad. I'm almost 40 in 3 years. I can't run the way, like, you can't expect him to be running the way he was running when he was 30, when he was 25. And that's the job of a bad, very, very bad coach, right? So I'm happy that, they changed up the strategy. They put somebody by his side, and when the big games happen, you can see the big game guy that we really, 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 really wanted. And he showed up apart from Maguire, on set pieces. He's the best guy when it comes to headers. He scored in that, was it the Carabao Cup finals against Newcastle? He scored in that. big game moments, he's there. And, I know it's not in our club anymore. People like him, people like Scott McTominay, it's like they just have the gene of coming up in big moments when it comes to scoring goal. And big shout out to Casemiro, like, hey, if they can give us some money for him from Saudi, I don't mind him still going. But if he end up not going and we still have a coach that can use him properly, it's fine. Let him be there. Just use him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Big up, JJ. Appreciate you calling in. As always, great call. Jamie in the chat says, looks like you're getting that bout, Owen. I tell you what, guys, let you in on it. During WrestleMania, I did make a commitment that if Man United got to the Europa League final, I was going to buy a WWE Manchester United championship. It costs £500. I'm going to have to put my money where my mouth is. But then, imagine I buy a championship and we look. No, I'm not even going there, Owen. Not going there. You win the championship and you raise it above your head. Do I buy? No, because I want. If I want to the final whistle blow, the final whistle to blow, and then title's there. It's got to be. It's got to be. It's got to be. I won't even show it on screen till the final whistle. I think that's the way. I think that's the way. Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And then say what, because of KG's positivity, like he can get a few weeks with it. Why not? Why not? Unbelievable. I might try. I'm not sure. I'm not sure Flex will go with that. What's this business expense you've listed there? WWE title. WWE title. Yeah, I'm not sure that one's going to go for it. Let's go to Chalaboy Comics. Chalaboy Comics, we've had some dark days, my friend. Some dark days, some dark conversations, and some dark matches. But this is a good one. 3-0.
Today, the light has shone.
Yes, the sun has shined on us again. What did you make of it all?
So I'm very happy. Good to see you, Owen. Like you said, dark days. But today, it decided to be a bright day because the interesting thing, I said in the chat before, I said Manchester United is what I call Quantum United. That's my new nickname for Manchester United. Now, a little lesson for those watching, and I am no physicist, so this is just, surface level knowledge. But there's a concept of quantum superposition where there's a state where particles exist in, where they exist in all possible states at once, and only when observed do they fix themselves to the state that we observe. And that's what I believe Manchester United is. Whenever we're about to watch Manchester United, anything can happen. We could win this game 7-0. We could lose this game 7-0. We could win with a Garnacho hat-trick. We could lose with Garnacho missing 5 sitters. We just never know what's going to happen. But when we observe them today, luckily, we got the win. So I'm very, very happy. It's one of those things where your heart just doesn't know which way it's going to go. You don't know whether you're going to get a heart attack, cry for joy, cry for sorrow. So, yeah, Quantum United, because I didn't expect a 3-0 win. I'll be honest with that. Did I expect that we could win? Yeah, but I thought it was going to be a much, much tougher game. And if we're being honest, the red card definitely helped us out because when we and Casemiro's first goal, the timing of the first goal, because when we were, a few calls have mentioned it, Ruben mentioned it, we were very, very nervous to start with. Everyone was slipping. The passes were going, bouncing off legs, elbows, everything. And there were positions where we'd build up really nicely to escape the aggressive press. But instead of using the right option to pass through the middle to progress, we'd get nervous and just boot it long. So we were doing that for a little bit. But luckily, big game Miro, the guy who has been criticized, and I want to say that I've sort of mostly come here to defend Casemiro because I love the player with his mentality. I love his clutch gene. JJ, mentioned that he just has the ability to turn up in big moments. And something that's interesting, and maybe this is a bit of a sidetrack, but I have what I'd like to see is Man United do something with Kobe Mainoo that we're doing with Casemiro, and that is if we play Mainoo as a central midfielder, we should gear the team to protect his best qualities. And if we play him as a 10, we should then gear the team to protect his best qualities. I feel like with Casemiro, as JJ mentioned, he's perfectly suited when we play in a more compact block and allow him to, put out fires, play progressive passes. One thing I will say to defend my boy Eric Ten Hag is that in his first season, he turned Casemiro into a world beater in the way he used him. We did use a double pivot, so he was used in a good way in the first season. Second season, we tried to be more expansive, but bygones be bygones. This is Amarim time. I'm just really happy with the team. Bruno stepped up. Everyone played really well. After the first, early signs of nervousness, but Yoro was composed. Onana didn't have a blunder. Lindelof, was decent. So yeah, just very happy with the result. I want to say that it's not going to be, it's not like perfect, but it's perfect in terms of the result. But we had to go through a little bit of adversity to get there, and we're helped out with the red card.
Yeah, I mean, Fillmore says there he explains superposition well as someone who understands it. So you've got a tick there when it comes to that
there
one.
We go.
When it comes to Bruno, the captain,
Mm-hmm.
he's just got this way, hasn't he? Big games, big goals, big moments. Even if he has a start of the game that's not great, if we've got a big moment, he's likely to be involved in it, and he was again. And in a week, like I said, the comparisons are there. We've going, Odegaard didn't show up for a big game. Bruno does. Is that the difference? Is that why you'd have him over Odegaard?
Yes, 100%. And again, now we're my ego has been stroked a little bit. I'm gonna go into more philosophical stuff.
Yes,
yes. I've mentioned it before, where we have Bruno and Odegaard is the dichotomy between Mozart and the Beethoven. Bruno being Beethoven, Odegaard being Mozart. One is more precise, classical. Everyone looks at him, neat and tidy. And then Bruno comes in with a don 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 don, like a big thumping, sound, a crescendo, the Romance era, the classical era. No, we don't want classical anymore. We want moody, we want drama, we want passion, and that's what Bruno is. He's a maverick. So sometimes with the Mavericks, you're gonna get some polarizing situations where you're gonna be so frustrated with what the hell they're doing. But at the same time, they're going to, get you standing off your feet. So I'm very, very happy with him. And that's what I want in my team. I want madmen. I feel like Bruno has this like green goblin that whispers to him and is like, 40 yards, take the shot. And Bruno is like trying to fight coaching instructions and having these sort of these moments. So I wouldn't have it any other way. Like I said, the one thing that I wanted from Bruno this season that I saw at the end of last season was that his maturity with his mind was matching up with his talent on the field. And then he started off the season with like a regressed position where you're like, come on, Bruno, you would just get in there. And then I think the Roy King criticism was that spark that made him go, all right, the responsibility of having this armband is not just, I can't just play my game. I have to raise the game of the whole team. And he's had a complete turnaround from that moment. So yes, I wouldn't have it any other way. I love Bruno. I just hope that he maintains this maturity, because it's possible, as we mentioned, that the Maverick can become frustrating. But if he can control that anger, that danger, I'm all for it. So really, really happy with him.
Yeah, big up Chala Boy Comics. Appreciate you calling in. What a call that was. We got Beethoven, Mozart, physics. Hey, don't say you don't learn anything here at United View. Don't say you don't learn anything. Uncle Dubia says, the best thumbnail, Owen. Shout out for holding your hands up. But next time, run into the bullets with the rest of us. You know what it is? Yeah, that's my whole thing this morning was I just can't buy into something that I can't see the evidence of. Tonight, saw the evidence of it. So next time around, if we get to the final, because this is still criminality. But if we get to the final, of course, I believe. Just, the evidence is there, isn't it? You can go, look, they're criminals. Yeah, at the weekend, we might lose like 4-0 to Brentford, and we go, there you go, back to normal. But the evidence is there. So fair play. Like I said, I'm never afraid to hold my hands up. Who gives a shit about the whole hold that kind of thing and point scoring bullshit? I hated that at the end of Eric Ten Hag's thing, or we'd lose a game and people say, hold that. We win a game, hold that. Like, we won tonight. We won tonight. That's the most important thing. We won. We played well. I'm very, very happy. Very happy. Let's go to another call. Let's go to Show. Show. You got called out by KG.
Yeah.
Any retorts?
No, listen, I'm going to be the bigger man, and I don't I don't reply to like KG's childish comments. I mean, if you look at how it happened, I gave him props and then he went on a rant in it. So it's like, he could have just accepted the props and said, you know what, fair enough. Because he was right. I was wrong. I'll admit it, but nah, fair play, KG. And come on, you know how KG is more than me. Like, I think you knew he was gonna reply in that way. I don't think I think you knew he wasn't just gonna say, "Oh yeah, you know what? I'll take my props." So it is what it is. It is what it is. Fair enough. I do want to say though, like, I don't know why I'm getting singled out as the only person who was saying stuff about Garnacho, and there was like a million people. I do want to just point that out. Like, it wasn't. It's being made out like I'm the sole person on United View that does not rate Garnacho, which is just not true at all. But anyway, listen, we move on to tonight's game, which was basically perfect. Like everything, like literally, actually perfect apart from the first 20 minutes. Because when I first started watching the game, I go, "Oh man, nah, come on, nah, not like this. Like, come on, like." I remember like Garte gave the ball away like 3 times in dangerous positions. Not that it led to like clear cut, except for that Inaki Williams header. Had that gone in, you never know. That was a sitter he missed. But the goal came at the perfect time. Coincidentally, Ugarte is the one that headed it on. Perfect finish by Casemiro. Then after that, I think we got the penalty straight away, and that kind of just changed the game completely with the red card. And then the 3-0 before halftime was again perfect, right? So in the second half, I was a bit greedy. I was like, I kind of want a fourth, I can't lie. But to be fair, we kept it professional. We kept the 3-0. And, I'm pretty confident we're going to be in the final. We have the right to say that. Let's be honest. Like, if we can't say we're going to be in the final after winning 3-0 away, then there's something seriously wrong with this club. You get what I'm saying? So, look, tonight was perfect, man. And even like allowing players like De Ligt and Ahmad to get minutes when they came on. And Ahmad looked like he'd never been away, to be honest, when he came on. I liked that. I'll tell you one thing I liked today with the subs was that even though we were playing against 10 men, Amorim could have gone negative with the subs. He was actually very positive with the subs. He put Ahmad on that right wing back, put Kobe on for Garnacho. Mount, unfortunately, came on another kind of disaster class, to be honest. I mean, I don't know why the guy keeps kicking people when he comes on. I don't know. It's never been. I remember watching Mount at Chelsea. Never rated him that much, but he's a decent player. Never resorted to kicking people that much. So I don't know what he's being told to do, or if he's just doing it himself. But kicking people, allow it, Mount, please. But look, the subs came on. The bench actually looks somewhat decent now. We've got options on there. So for the second leg, and obviously, hopefully, an impending final coming up, aside from an absolute meltdown that will happen next week, then we're actually looking good in the final. And listen, I want Spurs in the final. I don't know, like, I want Spurs, not because the whole like Spurs, because we're the only team that hasn't beaten and I can't have that. I can't have. No, honestly, 5 times, Owen, we've played Ange. We haven't beaten that. Come on, and even this season, Ipswich, Leicester, and we played them 3 times, lost. No. I want Spurs. I want Spurs in the final.
It would be perfect, wouldn't it? It'd be perfect considering they've beat us 3 times and then we beat them when it matters most. That would be peak Spurs.
Exactly. So listen, I want Spurs. Listen, they conceded a late goal against Bodo. They're going to play in the Arctic. They're going to play on that Arctic pitch or whatever it's called. And I heard Madison and Solanke came off injured as well. So it's pointing to a absolute collapse. But now Spurs, you better be there because I want to play Spurs in the final.
Yeah, that would be so Spursy. Big up, show. Appreciate you. And look at that, everyone. We're all getting on tonight. We're all getting on. But that would be the ultimate Spursy, like you said, like show says. 2 goals there. If Bodo scored an early goal, I tell you. Amanor, the super chat says, "Show is a realist. Garner is a poor player, but respect." Garnacho was a really good outlet tonight. I thought he did really, really well. And I tell you what, shout out to Rasmus Højlund, because it probably won't get spoken about enough, but he put a shift in tonight. There was one point where he sprinted towards the middle of the box and he didn't get it, and I felt bad for him. But look, he won fouls, and when Xerxes got hurt and we realized he was going to be out these Europa League games, myself, again, I was like, well, we got to play Højlund up front. Like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And he did, and he put in a shift. And I know it's the bare minimum, but we've got who we've got until the end of the season, don't we? So if you can get a tune out of them, Fair enough. Big out to Alan, latest member of the EV Members Club. Where are we at in terms of the likes? We're 13 likes away from 200. So if you haven't already, click the like button. Let's go to another call. Let's go to Connor. Connor, you've got the KG. Look at that. You've got the KG.
Yeah, he had his wing backs on
Wing-backs.
display, and you just have to admire a great formation when you see it.
You do.
The wing backs. Everyone loves wing backs. Dorgu and Mazraoui, or
Yes.
Dorgu and Ahmad actually. Depending on the time in the match. But you steal my talking points, Owen. KG did a live show the other week. Someone asked me if I was Owen at the show. You're now stealing my talking points. What's going on here?
I don't know. Maybe we're the same person. Inception settings.
Yeah, you never know. But Rasmus Højlund tonight, brilliant display from him. Didn't get his goal, didn't get an assist, but played a key role in the match. Went and got the penalty, won the penalty, and got the player sent off. Completely shifted the match in our favour, and probably won't get credit as much as he deserves for it, but brilliant performance in my opinion, as well as Garnacho. Didn't really get a goal or assist, but was progressive, passed the ball well, attacked well, got into the right positions, won several key fouls, and was just an all-round great sort of match from them both. I feel like them two really have improved this season. In the latter half, at the start of the season, they were being called out for being a bit one-dimensional in the play, a bit stinky, with Garnacho preferring to shoot instead of pass, not trying to do the best for the team. But in recent weeks, I feel like they've stepped up a bit with Xerxes getting injured, with Ahmad getting injured. Ahmad obviously back today, but I feel like they've stepped up and shown they can do something for this team. And I feel that's what's important most, doing the job for the team.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Does Amram deserve credit as well? We talk all about, obviously, team selection substitutions, but if you win 3-0, then you've pretty much got everything right, have you not?
Hey, you win 3-0, you win 3-0. You don't concede a late goal like a certain Postecoglou,
Yeah.
And we were away from home. They've got to go away. So what's it called? I wouldn't say that Amarin got everything 100% perfect tonight. I wouldn't say he got it drastically far from perfect. There was only one or two little things that I would have preferred to have, not seen, but then they made up for it right away. Like Lindelof giving the ball away on the edge of our box. Yeah. I put in a group chat sending him to Antarctica. Then he blocked 2 shots off the line. And I said, bring him back from Antarctica. So it's just these small little things where you think,
is that where we're at with these United players? Is that where we're at? We're just I'm
buying them playing to Antarctica, but you can go there and he can come back if he's blocking shots off the line.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But are we right to say 1 foot in the final? Then can we say that confidently?
I'm always a bit pessimistic about saying things like this, before the deal's done. I'm not going to say something like this, There is certain tier 7 sources, upgraded in certain award shows that will confirm deals, even when they're not 100% gone through. But I do think we're heavy favourites to be into the Europa League final now. And me personally, I would love to play against Bodo Glimt. Do not want to play Tottenham. I don't like the fact that we've played them 3 times this season and done nothing against them, apart from obviously the 4-3-1. But even then, that was just from Ben Foster messing up. Then with a full-strength keeper, don't rate it, don't like it. Give me an easy game all day. If I had the option between playing against the under-12s or playing against Brian Barcelona, give me the under-12s. I'm not playing against Brian Barcelona. I do not care.
Well,
an easy win's an easy win. I don't care.
I don't care. Easy win's an easy win. There you go. Big up, Connor. Appreciate you. What people say, Nessie says 4 times a charm. When Tally says, where's Flexford's negativity? Fan views will be uploaded shortly. I can see them in the back. They're just waiting on thumbnails. Then they'll be made public. I think, what's KG says? Osman Bailey. Is that what he says? Maga Bailey. Oh my God, that's madness. Final call. Let's go to Eminem. Eminem. I mean, again, like Chalaboy, I said Chalaboy comments earlier on. We've had some dark conversations, some tough conversations. This is a pretty good one. What did you make of it all?
Yeah, I'm ecstatic. I was really pessimistic before the game actually, as well. I was not like KG, and I think whoever, including yourself, I mean, we all had a reason to be, because we know United right now. Yeah. And as soon as I said before, that Maguire cross changed things, that goal changed things. And then obviously we created a new chance with Hoyland, and that led to a red card. And ever since that red card, I knew that we're going to win this game. I was hoping it would be like 4-5, just to be on the safe side when we go back to Old Trafford. But yeah, I'm super happy with the win, and I don't think we've like got into the final yet. We still have to get through at Old Trafford. There are still things to worry about, but this is a huge step and a positive step in my opinion. And some things I actually liked, but for Amarim actually today, because the first 20 minutes were kind of awful with Dorgu and Ogate. And with Dorgu and Ogate combining a bit, there's a bit of chaos on both sides because both of them were losing the ball. And after the first goal, Ogate went further up and Casemiro stayed a bit behind. And that actually allowed like Ogate, he created that goal for Bruno, right? He created, he linked up well with Hoyland when it came to it's just small bits of play. And I think that was really good management from Amram to continue that and manage that game. And that's something I've been criticizing him for, especially that Lyon game at home. But overall, it's really positive day, and it's been a great week with the Arsenal loss as well. And
yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, I did speak a little bit too much in my chat with I've got some Arsenal friends, and I think I might have spoken a bit too soon, but we'll see.
Hey, if you can't do it after 3-0 win in Spain, when can you do it? I mean, what about Casemiro today? You know, in this competition, he has been big game Miro. I mean, picked us up, pulled us through in the last round. Now again, he's doing it tonight. Does he have, I suppose, as long as he's going to stay because he doesn't want to leave, is this the part to play? Has Ruben found the role for him?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think he was absolutely brilliant. It was just like the small touches, just being in the right position. Again, Spain is his home, and like it just felt like as soon as the game started, like he was just telling everyone, "This is my home. I know how to play here." And I think there's a good chance, obviously, that he might stay. I wouldn't mind if he goes Saudi if we sell him. However, I think he'll be that type of player, that leader that stays in the dressing room, plays his part, maybe starts a few games here or there. Comes off the bench, but just stays as a leader. And the same thing that goes for Maguire, in my opinion. I think there'll be those type of players, and he just sort of shows like after last season, he still has something in him. And if we do end up winning the Europa League, he's going to be a massive reason why we win it, because he literally against Lyon, he grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck and pulled us through, and he sort of did the same thing over here with his teammates. And yeah, this is going to be I'm so happy for him because I loved him in the first season. Second season, I was kind of fed up, and just seeing him just come back this way stronger, even though we're playing so badly in the league, but he's shown me a lot of faith, repaid a lot of faith over the last few months, and if we do win it, it's going to be because of him and Bruno and Maguire.
And when speaking of Maguire as well, another one against Lyon, obviously gets the winning goal. But tonight he's putting crosses in the box. I mean, where does that come from? Where has that come from?
I think before actually we got him, I think the season before he joined us, he actually did something against Leicester where he dribbled through 3 players in the box and put a cross in for a goal. I think he put it in front of the goal. So he has it in him. There's so much agenda of him, like over the years, that he's not good on the ball. He's actually really good on the ball. He's just a bit slow, and him crossing there, I don't know what he was thinking, because he had a bit of time. He took on his defender and he did it, and I'd just assume if it was like a delay, he'd pass it to Garnacho. Because Garnacho's an attacker, you'd expect him to do it, but I don't think he trusted like Garnacho to actually put a cross in, and so he's like, screw it, I'll just do it. And he put a brilliant cross in that Ogate was able to actually do it. He knew Casemiro was there, and he was able to flick it on, and that was just brilliant. And I think he managed the game well after that as well. He slowed it down a bit just after coming out in the second half, and yeah, he's definitely going to be a starter for the next game and hopefully the final we get to, touchwood. But yeah, I'm loving what he's bringing to us right now.
Absolutely. Big up Eminem. Appreciate you calling in. Chalaboy comments with the super chat says, can't live without shouting out Harry Maguire. The names don't stop, do they? The names don't stop when it comes to Harry Maguire. Big up to everyone for calling in. This was a good full-time view. We've had some pretty rough ones, haven't we? Calling in, going, just again, when's it all going to end? What's going to Man United? Why'd you do this to me? And again, it's like same to that Man United. Why'd you do this to me? Somehow, some way, you find a way. But big up. So appreciate everyone for tuning in. Check out all the fan views from Flex, KG, player ratings, all that fun stuff. Tomorrow morning, we'll have something going out at 9 a.m. And we can actually enjoy, like, up until Sunday. Who gives a shit? And you know what? When it comes to these Premier League games now, it really is who gives a shit. You know, like before we've been going into these Premier League games going, it's all about Europa. It really is all about Europa now, guys. Like, if we lose against Brentford the weekend, you know what I mean? Who cares? Like, who really cares? Like, Europa League is where it's at. I will firmly hold my hands up. We have to believe. Because if we can't believe them, what can we do? So big up. Appreciate everyone for tuning in, calling in, and I'll speak again very soon. I'm out of here. Peace.